Everything in life has a more sinister and darker side than what's perceived on the surface. Every piece of media that you consume has something lurking in the shadows of the person or the team who made it. Every movie, every song, every book that you've enjoyed, all has a dark past in some form. But out of all of those, it seems that video games have the capability to house some of the most dark and twisted parts of the creator's mind. From obvious inclusions like Silent Hill's PT to the most light-hearted games such as Mario, we will pluck every strand of every creepy and twisted mystery these games have to offer. This is the dark side of gaming. Here on the dark side of gaming, we discussed the more troubling parts hiding within the titans of the industry, whether these were products of sheer fiction, speculative word of mouth, or tragedy orchestrated by a digital footprint. From the unyielding presence of the Mario franchise to nefarious indie uploads like Sad Satan, one truth continues to be conveyed through all of these tales. Within the dark side of gaming, you can expect whatever you may come across to be engineered by the fingers and the minds of humans. Ghosts don't manifest on their own to torture Luigi. Games don't code themselves to appear on the dark web suddenly. And Sonic's eyes certainly don't bleed just for the observation of one child in hopes that they'd spread his hurtful words. No, it's people. With how massive an industry gaming has become, nearly indispensable, it only makes sense that the more wicked aspects of humanity would creep their way into it. Think about this. How many people have you talked to over voice chat? Strangers living lives so removed from your own that you could never venture to guess who is really on the other side of the microphone. With so many people engaging with each other, it was only natural that people would begin to capitalize on the community aspects of gaming. There was a likeness to those who needed an escape, those who sought worlds to throw themselves into. So, with public platforms like YouTube and Twitch, people started creating content. No game was too big or small for someone to attempt to find an audience on. Many of these games we've spoken about before, from indie horror to AAA first-person shooters. A market was waiting to be filled. One game, however, would start to blow up and give room for varied forms of content creation. A game where freedom reigned, where creativity was bread and butter. The game came out in 2009, only 4 years after YouTube had been established, giving it plenty of time to garner some popularity. While it may have started small, the game is now a mainstay in the gaming community. If you search for anything on YouTube and scroll for long enough, chances are you'll come across it at some point. A game of building and exploring. It's Minecraft. Pop culture phenomenon and home to so many eerie legends and influencers. Who could have imagined that a game about collecting blocks and making wooden horses would go on to explode in the way that it has? A large part of this boom would be thanks to the content creators that flocked to the game to grow an audience. The range of content was impressive. From weekly challenges and roughhousing uploaded by the ensemble cast of Rooster Teeth, to the plethora of how-to guides that quickly garnered millions of views. It's no surprise anyone and everyone jumped on board. However, Minecraft was no stranger to its fair share of oddities. It's nestled quietly into the annals of creepypasta and whispers on message boards. The likes of Herobrine stalking the player, dead-eyed and always lingering in the distance. To the far lands, a bug in loading chunks became the focus of many urban legends. Thanks to the procedural generation and freedom afforded by Minecraft, there is no shortage of creepy tales. Is the Nether an accurate depiction of hell? Sure. The mobile version of Minecraft tracks the location of the user? Yeah, I got that too. Like the game, people were free to create any story they wished, though, as mentioned up top, humans perpetrated all of these myths and legends. With the massive game, many humans were involved, and not all of them came with the purest intentions. A specific relationship can be established between a viewer and a content creator, something called a parasocial relationship. When you watch someone on screen for long enough, you can feel like you know them and that you two are close. If the content creator wishes to be engaging, they'll speak to the camera and address the viewer, and it can feel like they're talking directly to you. This can cause a host of issues, from unrealistic expectations of who that person is to the disappointment that you may feel when they step out of line or do something that you disagree with. Ultimately, the people you see on your screen are like the individuals that you may talk to through a microphone during a game of Call of Duty. You don't know them. You can't possibly know what their life is like when they turn the camera off and when they drop the character they've established to get their views. With a game as massive as Minecraft, there was no shortage of energetic and engaging content creators, a natural pick of the litter for anyone looking for something to watch. One such creator, the topic of discussion for today's episode, went by the name of Lionmaker. This content creator didn't start making videos until 2013, though with his content focusing primarily on Minecraft, he could nestle into the game's popularity. While he never entirely blew up as other channels had, he could slowly make his way up in views and gain a following. He would upload videos in which he'd play a game of hide and seek with other players on various maps. These maps would often be themed around popular franchises like The Simpsons, and regularly had maps centered around children's movies and media, with films like Inside Out and The Lion King. Terms and media that children would undoubtedly search for when on the platform. When making content, the creators need to recognize the audience they're catering to. While some individuals making Minecraft content could secure a moderately older audience, this was often done by diversifying their content. More prominent creators wouldn't only upload Minecraft videos, opting to mix in more mature games and humor. And many channels that rely solely on Minecraft videos will often have a much younger viewing audience, so it would be wise to incorporate media that appeals to them. With so many children flocking to their channels, commenting, hitting the subscribe button, and following their social medias, a certain level of tact is expected. Children are young, perceptible, and naive, and typically just looking to make friends. It should be easy to navigate this field, to only interact with your audience through the video or genuine responses in the comment section. Because unfortunately, when someone is looking to take advantage of others, children are an easy target. There are so many content creators, countless more are popping up daily, fighting for a piece of the pie. It doesn't matter what someone portrays themselves as on screen, you never know their intentions or dark desires lurking within them. If you ever do discover them, it'll often be too late. We've seen it repeatedly on YouTube and exposed videos digging up the evil slipping out of content creators. In 2015, 2 years after Lionmaker had started his journey on YouTube, a channel hosted by Keemstar called Drama Alert uploaded a video about Lionmaker. In the video, Keemstar spoke to a parent whose child, presumably a fan, had been talking with Lionmaker. The conversation would eventually turn into a sexual nature, and Lionmaker would go on to request explicit material from the child. In a situation like this, where an adult is inviting such a thing, it can be assumed it was their intention from the beginning. Luckily for the child in question, the mother had been vetting the entire conversation. When Lionmaker approached the child on a different platform, he assumed he was genuinely talking to a minor when requesting the material, though he was still talking to the mother. With the popularity that Drama Alert had, given its nature to reveal scandalous happenings in the YouTube community, the allegations against Lionmaker would spread quickly. It wasn't long after this came out that former friends of Lionmaker would distance themselves from the creator and stop appearing in the videos he continued to upload despite his circumstances. This content, of course, continued to involve material that children were likely to click on. Lionmaker would predictably deny any wrongdoing and claim that Drama Alert was just looking for sensational headlines, hiding just enough truth in the lies to make the lies believable, as he had put it. Though the first allegation certainly wouldn't be the last, a few days later, another Drama Alert episode aired. Another victim of Lionmaker, another child, said that he went as far as to offer $500 for pornographic material of the child. This was backed up further when the victim uploaded a video confirming that he was paid $500 through PayPal by Lionmaker. Things would only deteriorate for Lionmaker as the days ticked by. There would be noticeable increase in the number of dislikes he received on his videos. At this time, Lionmaker would, in a series of tweets, go on to reveal that he was actually in a relationship with another YouTuber from the UK who was underage and that this relationship contained sexual elements. This includes leaking explicit images he had from the girl on his platform, though Lionmaker claims that all of these statements were made when his account was hacked. Though this denial seemed short-lived, another big YouTuber attempting to expose him, Colossal is Crazy, would leak that he received an email from Lionmaker confirming this relationship. Colossal is Crazy would upload a video telling all of the incidents piling up against Lionmaker. He would also organize an interview with Lionmaker himself, where Lionmaker struggled to answer simple questions or make concise answers to the claims held against him. Lionmaker would continue to deny all the mounting evidence against him. While he was fighting to keep his name clear of criticism, more allegations would pop up. As all this mounted against him, the events led to police in Belgium and UK investigating him for the distribution of child pornography and statutory rape. Lionmaker would spend a few months in detention in a psychiatric hospital at the order of the Belgian police, in a process that kept people they saw as a danger to themselves or society. When he was released and returned to YouTube, Lionmaker's content would also take a noticeably darker turn, as he would make threats within the videos against anyone who would try to besmirch his name. Then, without warning, in June of 2016, Lionmaker would appear to vanish from the platforms he populated entirely. No videos or tweets were coming out. All the videos where he had threatened people were deleted from his channel, and it stayed like this until November of 2017, when videos began to resurface on his YouTube channel again. This time, instead of Lionmaker's face, a friend of his was now the host of videos where he would explain Lionmaker is recovering from a rough couple of years. He'll be back healthy and strong for you cubs. For now, I've contacted some of his supporters, and we're making some videos to keep you guys entertained. It seemed as though the plan was to keep the channel alive, uploading videos with one of Lionmaker's friends at the helm until he could make his return. Though this plan would be snuffed out in January of 2018, YouTube would finally make a move and remove all of Lionmaker's content, including a backup channel that had gathered around 42,000 subscribers. During the entire timeline of the accusations against Lionmaker, people had continued approaching the platform to take down his content. Though YouTube remained silent on the matter, pressure continued to build for the platform to finally take action. People criticize YouTube for how long they let content creators with histories similar to Lionmaker's remain on the forum. Though during his channel's deletion, YouTube was making strides in how people could interact with the content uploaded by children and how the content geared for children was to be monetized. With Lionmaker's channel Now out of the picture and the enormous scope of events available, what's clear is a history of grooming and misconduct towards the mass of underage fans that Lionmaker tricked into believing he was a well-intentioned content creator. He had sent a $2,000 laptop to the underage YouTuber that he was dating. Showering with gifts is often used by groomers to show their value to the people they're grooming. He also paid for her trip to come see him. She visited him in Belgium when she was 16, which would make her the age of consent, though she didn't stay long as police quickly pulled her from the apartment the following day. A whole host of claims made by others interacting with Lionmaker weave a sinister web. Like when Lionmaker sickeningly held a contest where he asked predominantly underage fans to record themselves shaking their booties in front of the camera for him, where he would go on to comment on some of their videos, thanking them for their submission. Several others who had interacted with him had stories, whether they were fans or other YouTubers trying to make their mark, and some were also asked for nude photos, sometimes to a constant degree. Others would leave groups of YouTubers entirely out of fear of Lionmaker's behavior towards minors. While Lionmaker has occasionally attempted to return to content creation, he's typically shut down before any steam can be gained. Viewers will come across channels using his likeness that's quickly terminated before it can be determined if it was him or not. He also attempted to shift to the streaming platform Mixer, though this stint also proved fruitless for him as he would be flooded with negativity. It seems that Lionmaker can now lie in the bed that he's made. There will also be a community that will quickly call out his monstrous acts whenever he decides to show his face again. There are no longer any excuses that can be made to try and admonish the Lionmaker for his crimes. This is, and always will be, the danger when interacting with the people you watch on your screen. You never know who it is you might be putting on a pedestal, what they might be doing when their camera's turned off. And with countless videos uploaded by numerous accounts, there's no doubt a monster lurking between the subscriber counts and the likes. It's essential to monitor how we engage with these creators so we can hopefully see the red flags before they become a minefield. This episode of The Dark Side of Gaming was brought to you by The Dark Swamp Entertainment and produced by Swamp Dweller, backed by Audio Boom. The heart-pounding sound design was produced by Joey Sorless. The creepy mysteries in this episode were brought together by Swamp Dweller. These dark tales were voiced and hosted by Darek Weber. Be sure to follow the podcast on iTunes and Spotify to get notified as soon as new episodes come out. And don't forget to rate it to let us know how we did. And leave a comment on what you would like to hear be covered in a future episode.